Welcome to Chapter 7, Questionnaire Design, How to Construct Questionnaire. Okay, so a questionnaire is a list of questions or items used to gather data from respondents about their attitudes, experiences, or opinions. Questionnaire can be used to collect quantitative or qualitative information. Questionnaires are commonly used in the market research as well as in the social and health sciences. For example, a company may ask for feedback about a recent customer service experience, or psychology researchers may investigate health risk perceptions using questionnaire. So a survey is a research method where you collect and analyze data from a group of people. A questionnaire is a specific tool or instrument for collecting the data. So you as a student must understand the differentiation between questionnaires and surveys. So designing a questionnaire means creating a valid and reliable questions that address your research objective, placing them in a useful order, and selecting an appropriate method for administration. But designing a questionnaire is only one component of survey research. Survey research also involves defining the population you are interested in, choosing an appropriate sampling method, administering questionnaires, data cleaning and analysis, and afterwards interpretation. So sampling is important in survey research because you'll often aim to generalize your results to the populations. Gathering data from a sample that represent the range of views in a population for externally valid result. There will always be some differences between the population and the sample, but minimizing this will help you to avoid sampling bias. So questionnaires can be self-administered or researcher-administered. Self-administered questionnaires are more common because they are easy to implement and inexpensive, but researcher-administered questionnaires allow a deeper insight. So also questionnaires can be open-ended or closed-ended. So your questionnaire can include open-ended or closed-ended questions or a combination of both. So using closed-ended questions limits your responses, while open-ended questions enable a broad range of answers. So you will need to balance these considerations with your available time and resources. So next is about question wording. So question wording can influence your respondent's answer, especially if the language is unclear, ambiguous, or biased. So good questions need to be understood by all respondents in the same way, so it is reliable and measure exactly what you are interested in, which is to make it valid. So what is the difference between questionnaire and surveys? Again, you may ask. So a questionnaire is a data collection tool or instrument, while a survey is an overarching research method that involves collecting and analyzing data from people using questionnaires. So what is the difference between closed-ended and open-ended question? Closed-ended or restricted choice questions offer respondents a fixed set of choices to select from. So these questions are easier to answer quickly. Open-ended or long-form questions will allow respondents to answer in their own words. Because there are no restrictions on their choices, respondents can answer in ways that researcher may not have otherwise considered. Okay, so in questionnaire we'll be often see Likert scale. So what is a Likert scale? It is a rating scale that quantitatively assess opinions, attitudes, or behaviors. It is made up of 4 or more questions that measure a single attitude or trait when response scores are combined. So to use a Likert scale in a survey, you present participants with a Likert type questions or statements and a continuum of items, okay, usually with 5 or 7 possible responses to capture their degree of agreement. So how do you order your questionnaire? You can organize the questions logically with a clear progression from simple to complex or randomly between respondents. A logical flow will help respondents to process the questionnaire easier and quicker, but it may lead to bias. So randomization can minimize bias from order effects. Okay, so questionnaires, again, as I mentioned, can be self-administered or researcher administered. So self-administered questionnaires can be delivered online or in paper and pen formats, in person or through mail. So all questions are standardized so that all respondents will receive the same question with identical wording. Whereby researcher administered questionnaires are interviews that take place by phone, in person, or online between researchers and respondents. So you can gain deeper insights by clarifying questions for respondents or asking a follow-up questions. Okay, so now before we end our chapter on questionnaire design, you may scan this QR code to get an example of how a good questionnaire looks like. Thank you, good luck, and see you in next chapter.